That's not my job. I pay you to figure that one out.
You said you pay for me to do this. Bull crap, I pay for myself. I pay enough taxes before I ever got there and continue to through my company to pay my own salary. This is a service. No one here pays me to go. I do it as an honor, as a service.
But that salary,
guys, I'm just saying, don't, this is a service for me, not a career, and I thank God this isn't how I make a living.
Okay, that's a little taste of the town halls. Oklahoma Republican Congressman Markwayne Mullin among the Republicans who's facing some backlash when he goes home for a town hall and anger about maybe not getting tax cuts through, whatever the case may be. Usually it's health care, and maybe you get a tax plan through and things get better. I don't know. Republican Congressman Robert Pittenger is here with us now. You watch your colleague there and... I don't know.
Markwayne's a good man.
Yeah. So his basic argument is, hey, listen, I've been paying taxes forever. I'm paying my own salary here. But, I mean, it just does show you there's a lot of frustration out there, I guess. I mean, I'm sure you're experiencing some of that. What do you make of this environment?
Well, people are concerned about what the future holds. We had a campaign, an election that was very divisive, and you have a split country. Certainly most of the people who show up now at these town halls are those who frankly voted for the other party, and so they're coming out to express their concerns. And it's valid, and I appreciate that.
No, I could certainly understand that side of the argument, that they are people that didn't support you in the first place. But what if there are people that did support you, you know, hypothetically, and they come to you and they say, you know, Congressman, I've been listening to you and your colleagues for years say that we need to repeal and replace Obamacare, and you had all those years to come up with a plan, and it doesn't seem to me like you have. And they say to you, what are you going to do about it? What's your answer to that question? I'm sure you get that.
Couldn't agree more. We're there to govern. And frankly, Ronald Reagan was the model in governing. We need to follow his practice. You know, Ronald Reagan was once asked, you know, some people think that I've lost my convictions. Then he said, you know, I really haven't. But some folks want me to jump off a cliff waving the flag. And he said, I'll come to the table. I'll find common ground with those who I need to find it with. And I'll take 50% now and another 50% later on. So we have to govern. We have to be respectful of the requirements of other people who represent different constituency groups. Some of us come from rural areas, some from urban, some from poverty, some from more seniors. And so when Republicans sit around the table, we're a broader range of individuals. And you've got a few people holding out right now. We're frankly, in agreement of 95% of what needs to be done to reform this debacle of health care. And it is a colossal failure. Major carriers are pulling out. Aetna has said it's on a death spiral. So we have to reform it. And we've got to come to respect and agreement for us as a body, us as a team, that we have to move forward and we need to pass this legislation. We just can't keep moving the goalpost,
right,
giving the president the attaboy, say, oh, we're with you, President, but then not really come to agreement.
Away from the town halls, at least a bit, and to a specific policy question before I let you go, Congressman, can I ask you to give us at least some sort of prediction or outlook for what you think will happen? I mean, are you going to get this repeal and replace done? And say if you don't, do you just move on to tax reform, or is it a must? You must get health care done first.
Well, it's really important to get it done because there's $1 trillion of tax savings inside the health care plan.
No, I understand
and that becomes
right. But if you don't, you would move on to tax reform, or again, that's a must. You got to get health care no matter what.
I think health care is first base. I think it's really critical that we win this one before we move on to second base. There's momentum for good or for bad, and we need to win this one.
I think that's what the president was saying. We'll see how it works out. Congressman Pittenger, thank you very much, sir, and we'll follow up. Thanks for joining us.
Happy Easter.
You too. Now, the media and to some other groups on the left have been focused a lot this week. We've seen a lot of coverage of President Trump's policy shifts. Now, what will all that mean? From Rasmussen political analyst Amy Holmes is here.